thank you for your interest in our programs, and I want to welcome you to your first kickboxing lesson at the Clinch Academy. Okay guys, so first things first, let's make sure we know how to stand properly. In order to get a good stance, I basically want to keep my feet at shoulder width apart all the time. Alright, so if you can imagine a square, you want your feet to be on the opposite corners of the square. So my front leg steps on the top, say I stand southpaw, so my front leg on the top right corner, my back foot on the bottom left corner. Alright? From there I'm going to bend my knees, just kind of slightly turning my feet in. I want to tuck my chin, lift my shoulders slightly, and then put my hands up. So this is your basic stance. Okay, from that stance, we're going to practice shielding and covering. So in this stance, I can create a shield with my arms by putting my palms, my hands, on my forehead. And I want to make sure that there is space between my face and my forearm. So what I like to do is actually roll the wrist like this. So I'm creating a good frame right in front of my face. So as you can see, if somebody hits me in the face, they hit my forearms and not my face. What I don't want to do is be like this, because here it hurts and I actually will hit myself. And I don't want it to be right on my face like that. You need to create space. So a shield would look like so. So I can go from my guard to my shield. Okay, and from the shield I can also do what we call covering. Covering, while a shield takes care of straight strikes coming towards the face, covering takes care of the circular strikes. Okay, so from my shield, I can take my hand and just slide it behind my head, and I'm still shielding out in the front, but I'm also covering on the side. So from my shield, I just slide right side or left side, lifting the elbow up right into to cover where my nose is, boom. And keeping the guard hand up as well. So I can shield and cover. One thing that's very important when you shield and cover is that you're always keeping your eyes open and looking forward. So for instance, I wouldn't want to shield and then cover and look away. See, I'm looking that way now. I always want to stay facing my opponent. So when I shield, I'm here. When I cover, look, my eyes stay directly forward. And I keep them open so I can see what's going on. It's crucial to get good at shielding and covering, as it's going to allow you to be more offensive when the time is right. Okay guys, let's go ahead and look at a few basic hand strikes. Alright? We have names for hand strikes, and then we also have numbers for hand strikes. I'm going to show you strikes 1 through 6 right now, which you'll use immediately when you come into class, which is basically jab, punch, hook, uppercut, uppercut, and then another hook. So, from my stance, I'm here. I want to throw the jab first. When I throw a jab, it's with my front hand. I want to push my front hand out. I want to make sure I'm not swinging in any way. I want to thrust it straight out. And you'll notice how I rotate my thumb downward. Alright? So I have my fist made, which curling my fingers in, overlap the thumb. From here, push it straight out, rotate the thumb down, but always keep your guard hand up. So here, you always want to breathe out. Also, you'll see I'll step out just a little bit with my front foot as I jab, and then I'll return to my stance. I'm going to keep the chin down and the shoulder up, so that it covers my chin. Always bring the hand straight back. And that's the jab, or you also see it's the number 1. If I say jab, or if I say 1, same thing. Alright? Okay, number 2 is the punch. And when I punch, it's the same thing as the jab, but I'm using my backhand. You notice on this one, I step out a little farther with my front foot, step out, rotate the back hip, the back shoulder. So I step out, I rotate, and then I thrust the back hand out. Bang! You notice my back heel comes up off the mat just a little bit here. And then I return to my corners of the square. So out, rotate, strike, guard hand is up, shoulders lifted, chin is down, and I come back. And that's the punch or the number 2. Alright, so now we have number 3, which is a front hand hook. For the front hand hook, I want to make sure that I'm lifting my elbow up so that my arm is parallel with the floor. My thumb points up on this one. My arm creates about a 90-degree angle. So here's the hook. I want to make sure on the hook that I lift and rotate my front heel. Boom. So I can turn my hip a little bit. Bang. Boom. Always keeping the guard hand up. And that's the front hand hook. Okay, now number 4, the uppercut, the backhand uppercut. For the uppercut, I want to make sure that I'm not like just swinging my arms, but I'm actually getting a lot of the strength and power from the bend of the knees, bouncing up. So for my backhand uppercut, I'm here, I step, and I dip down. And I come back up, or I push, lifting my back heel up off the mat a little bit. Whoosh. As my hand comes out, I'm making a muscle, and then I return. You notice I'm not going like this. I'm striking it from my cheek as much as possible. Like so. Alright? So far we have numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is jab, punch, hook, and uppercut, which looks like this. You'll notice I'm always breathing, trying to keep my chin down and my guards up. Sometimes people in the beginning, they get okay at putting their hands up, but then as soon as they start hitting, whoosh, they get wild. Okay, you always want to return your guard after every strike. Alright? Okay, so numbers 5 and 6. Number 5 is your front hand uppercut. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 front hand uppercut. So here's with that, I lift my front heel off the mat, the way it goes to the back leg just a little bit more. Bang! And once again, I'm bending the knees and pushing up for the power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right up the middle. Okay, guard hand is up. 6 is my backhand hook. So my guard comes up, my back hand comes out, rotate the back heel up, and return. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always bringing the guards back. That's numbers 1 through 6. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys what we call a push kick. Alright? For a push kick, you just want to think of pushing. Obviously, I'm going to be thrusting my leg out instead of swinging it up. So from here, I'm going to step out with my front leg a little bit, turning my toes slightly out. Then I'm going to bring my back leg up, And from there, I'm going to thrust it straight forward. Now when I kick, if you look at my foot, I want to point my foot, but curl my toes back, so that I'm using the ball of my foot to hit the target. So step, lift, and then thrust. And return. As I thrust my leg forward, I'm pushing my hip into it a little bit. So I step, lift and thrust, and return. Step, lift and thrust, and return. And that's called the push kick. Alright guys, let's go ahead and have a look at the round kick. Alright, just like the push kick I push, the round kick comes around. Alright, very crucial detail when I do a round kick is that I always step out with my front foot first. So as I'm here, I turn my front foot, turning my toes out. Alright, so step out and turn the toes out. This is important because I'm going to be rotating around the kick, and if I don't step out, I'm actually going to be torquing and twisting my knee. Very bad for my knee, especially the harder I kick and faster I kick, the more likely I am to injure my knee. So for safety, I want to step and turn out, and also for the follow through of the power. By doing this, I can carry my body around a lot stronger, get a better rotation, get more power. So again, step out. Now I'm going to bring my back leg up, and then I'm going to turn my knee down as I spin and come around with the kick. So my leg comes up and then it chops down. Step, up, down. And we're here. When I do a round kick, I kick with my shin bone. I point my foot, but my goal is to land with the shin bone. So here, step, kick. Back to your stance. You'll notice now my hands, I'm going to hide. If I kick with my right leg, I'm going to hide behind my left hand and my right shoulder, like so. You'll notice that my right hand is kind of swiping down. And that's going to help me get more power in the hip, so I have more power for the kick. Watch the hands a few times. That's the round kick.